Welcome to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. And, folks, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to start off with some good news. We've averted catastrophe because earlier today, Senate leaders agreed to a short-term debt ceiling increase. Woo! Raise the financial roof. This means America will remain solvent and free from financial calamity until December 3rd, which they acknowledge is doing little more than kicking the can down the road. The U.S. Senate is so old, they think kick the can is the hot Christmas toy this year. That and hoop and stick. But Senator Bernie Sanders reassured America, saying, around here, 2 months is a lifetime. 2 months is a lifetime. We're letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again. After the money's gone, 2 months is a lifetime, same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Jane! We almost didn't have a government to save, thanks to former President the Big Lebowski. Today, the Senate Judiciary Committee released a new report called Subverting Justice: How the Former President and His Allies Pressured DOJ to Overturn the 2020 Election. Now, so far, I've only read the title page, but it seems to be about how the former president and his allies pressured the DOJ to overturn the 2020 election. One detail that I do know is that aides like Chief of Staff Mark Meadows were pushing the acting attorney general to meet with Rudy Giuliani. That's a tough sell. Okay, I've scheduled you for a high-level legal briefing. It's next to the dumpster behind the discount dildo shop. Look for the guy with the leaky skull. He's the guy I want you to meet. But old number 45 wasn't getting any cooperation from acting attorney general and the old man underneath the mask in every episode of Scooby-Doo, Jeffrey Rosen. So the former president then hatched a plan to replace Rosen with his own toady, Justice Department attorney and blob of silly putty pressed up against the face of a man, Jeffrey Clark. Rosen told the former president that the Justice Department had investigated the election and found zero evidence of fraud. But Clark reached a different conclusion because, as he said, he spent a lot of time reading on the internet. Turns out, and I did not know this, missing ballots are the one weird trick to cure belly fat. Clark told Rosen that he convinced the former president to fire Rosen so Clark could take his place as acting attorney general, but Rosen said, I don't believe you. So, on January 3rd, Clark and Rosen went to the Oval Office for a meeting where the former president began that meeting with this snide comment, one thing we know is you, Rosen, aren't going to do anything to overturn the election. That was his idea of a negative employee review. Chad, I gotta say, your quarterly reports are stellar, but I'm not sure if you're a good fit with our company, because you refuse to dismember my enemies. But Rosen had an ace in the hole. If he was fired, the DOJ's leaders had to agree to resign, leading the former president to conclude that any attention on his baseless claims of voter fraud would then be eclipsed by a furor over mass resignations at the top of the Justice Department. So he was worried one awful thing would be overshadowed by another awful thing. Kind of like Don Jr. and Eric. Over a long walk.
A long walk.
Over,
Hey!
there you go. Over in the House of Representatives, they're doing their own investigation into the election stealing plans of Lardo Calrissian. They're looking into the Capitol riot and who on the inside knew it was coming. But they're hitting a snag because the former president's aides are trying to dodge January 6 subpoenas. And they're having real trouble with one guy in particular, former White House Deputy Chief of Staff Dan Scavino, seen here being guilty. So far, they've been unable to physically serve the subpoena to Scavino because they can't find him. Has anyone tried looking in here? What? It's a logical place to look. They all spend a lot of time up there, and it's more spacious than Saddam's spider hole. Republicans are even undermining the election of other Republicans. Case in point, this week, Idaho's governor left the state, so his lieutenant governor took power and banned state vaccine mandates. Idaho, that's not how a lieutenant governor is supposed to take over. New Yorkers know you're supposed to wait patiently until your boss is accused of decades of sexual harassment, blames it on being Italian, and then resigns just in time to run again anyway. See, there was Abundanza. See, there was a meeting of Republican governors in Texas, attended by Idaho governor and the stud muffin of FarmersOnly.com, Brad Little. While Governor Little was out of state, power was then seized by Lieutenant Governor and woman who swears to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, Janice McGeehan. McGeehan was able to assume temporary power because Idaho's constitution requires the lieutenant governor to take over when the governor is out of state. And if both of them are out of state, power passes to a potato with googly eyes. Sure. Front runner. 2024. Potato. McGeehan insisted she was just doing her job.
We are the second in command of the state of Idaho, that if anytime the governor leaves the state, or God forbid something were to happen to the governor, and we pray for his safety and well-being every day, that it's my obligation and duty to step forward and be the commander of the state.
Janice, no one asked you whether you were praying for his safety. I pray for his brake cables every day because Lord knows how my bolt cutters end up under his car. Every day. Now, if you're wondering why these two Republicans are feuding, well, in Idaho, the governor and lieutenant governor don't run on the same ticket, and in the next election, McGeehan is running for governor. She's gunning for her boss's job. That's like a babysitter watching the parents drive off and going, "Kids, call me mommy." Speaking of Idaho, Canada. Are there any Beliebers here tonight? I'm a huge Justin head myself, even though Bieber was supposed to be on my show 5 years ago and canceled at the last minute and has never come back. He claimed he was sick and was photographed the next day skateboarding. I don't know. I assume he had skateboard fever. Anyway, big fan, which is why I'm so excited that he just dropped a teaser for his new music video that has a surprising guest star. See if you can spot her. Here's a hint. It's Diane Keaton.
And if you can't be next to me, your memory is ecstasy. I miss you more than life. I miss you more than life.
Yes, Diane Keaton. And based on that clip, she either plays Bieber's love interest, his mom, or Diane Keaton, who just wandered onto the set of a Justin Bieber video. Hard to tell. Don't know. Do you know? I don't know. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Bieber. Love Diane Keaton. The video is for The Biebs' new song, Ghost. And apparently Keaton's appearance in the video has left Justin Bieber fans confused. Well, then they're not real fans. True believers know that Diane Keaton has actually been in all of Justin Bieber's music videos. Who can forget this classic?
And I was like, baby, 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 oh, like la-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da.
Now, Remember, this isn't the actual music video. So far, this is just the trailer for the music video, which is a growing trend. Recently, Adele dropped a 20-second trailer for her new song, and the Jonas Brothers previewed their new single with an 8-second clip on Instagram. But here's the deal. Music videos are really just ads for whole albums. And now there are teasers for those ads. The whole thing seems ridiculous to me.
Yeah, you're right about that, Stephen. It's crazy.
John, you agree with me?
I do. I feel like people shouldn't be watching teasers for music videos until they see the trailer for the teaser. Check out my world premiere trailer for the teaser for the music video of my new song.
Wow. Wow. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You touched me. You touched me.
I'm trying to do what I can.
Extraordinary. Not only is that beautiful, but it reveals nothing. I can't wait to hear the new song. When does it come out?
I don't know. I haven't written it yet.
John Baptiste, everybody. We got a great show for you tonight. My guests are Dr. Sanjay Gupta